Hello again. Welcome back. Thank you for joining me. I've been working on a bit of a logo. It definitely is a work in progress, but got to start somewhere. Please enjoy a download of old photos and captions from travels with my fur babies, mostly in 2024, around northern New South Wales, Victorian goldfields, and outback New South Wales, Broken Hill. No sound, no music. I'm still learning a lot with the apps and what you can use on the phone. Anyway, everyone, safe travels. Enjoy your travels. Just travel. See you next time. Thank you. On second thoughts, I thought I might add my experiences with travelling with dogs. Yes, they are time consuming and restrictive in where you can go, but I wouldn't be without them. The setup I have with the cage gives me peace of mind, and the ramp is a must for a longer sort of dog to avoid back injuries. And they soon fall into a routine. They know their feed corners, they know when to pull up for toilet stops, and they get used to each surrounding. They bark for a while, sniff a lot, sniff a lot more, but they've learnt to enjoy the variety of sceneries without too much drama or stress, and they have their positions in the car that they're used to. I did take the old dog out of the cage because the young red one was chewing everything. So he now travels in the cage, and she just sleeps until we stop and she knows it's time to go to the toilet. Travelling in the heat has been a problem. I think it's a problem for anyone, but the dogs, I try and avoid hot weather travels, but it's inevitable in parts of Australia or parts of the year. I managed. I learnt to put the cage up really quick because they'd be sitting in the car until I put the cage up. I had it down pat to put it up within 10 minutes. I'm slowing up with that though, so I just try and avoid the hot weather travels. March through to September getaways are my preferred times in Australia to travel. The rainy, wet weather, no big issue. Yes, the dogs get muddy feet, but I find I just put a heap of old mats in the van floor and they're easy enough to change and wash, so there's no dramas there. And the cold weather, well, they've got jackets if they need them. I've got the diesel heater in the van, the air conditioner in the car, so car travel's never the problem. It's just the van, but I've got the diesel heater in that for the cold nights, and that works good. A little bit noisy, but you get used to it. I mostly found free camp spots, the occasional caravan park for like topping up water and a bit of power to live in luxury for a night or two. The free camp spots I mainly found on wiki camps. I had no trouble with wiki camps. I never planned a trip, so I didn't get too involved. I used to just look what was available in the area I was at, and I found it never let me down. A couple of times I just used Google, but no, I'm happy with wiki camps. I found a few spots of my own. Stockpile sites. I've found a few of those, especially the ones that aren't being used. They were quite handy, nice and clear. And just random bush tracks that I often just pulled up to walk the dogs, strolled down the tracks, and voila, there was a nice campsite, and so I used it. One of my pet peeves was other dog owners that never had their dogs on leads. Yes, their dogs might have been friendly. Yes, their dogs might have come when they were called, but there was always a first initial race over to sniff my dogs, and I just found it very irritating and irresponsible because, yes, their dogs might have been friendly, but my little chocolate fella definitely wasn't. And yes, if he'd nipped the bigger dog and a fight pursued, I know who the loser would be, and my little fella would be that loser. Luckily, there was never a fight between dogs. I'd often take my dogs away as soon as I saw a dog off lead, or I'd have a verbal outburst to the dog owner instead of my dogs fighting. Yes, I wasn't afraid to voice my opinion, especially when it was clearly signposted to keep your dogs on a leash. I just think, yep, be responsible, be considerate. Yes, I always walked with a walking stick. I can get away with using one of those these days with my age, and they are quite handy for both myself and a bit of protection if there are dogs off leads. That all said, the old girl, I have a backpack to carry her with. She knocks up pretty quick, so she sits in the backpack, which is a front pack, and she thoroughly enjoys it. She hasn't got a clue what's happening, but she can smell all the smells and get carried around like Lady Muck, and she thoroughly enjoys it. So yes, I think that's about all I can think of for now to discuss with travelling with dogs, travelling solo. Just enjoy it while we can. A lot of restrictions are coming in, I believe, but I'll worry about that when it happens. Another thing I'd like to add with solo travel, gut instinct. Just if you feel uncomfortable, move. And also, I would like to add, I thank YouTube for ideas and other people's experiences. It's a great source of information, and I hope it continues for many years to come. So thank you everyone again. Talk to you again next time I struggle with posting a video. Bye for now.